Hello, hello, hello. Um, I. Oh my God, Zach, you are not stealing my food right now. There is no food to steal, even. Come here. You're gonna stay right here for a second, okay? I worked just finished working the day that was supposed to potentially be a shorter day, and it was not. It really was not. Um, yeah, it ended up being just your average length day, and I ended up with still getting home after 6. That's great. So, anyway, I over the weekend started drafting some ideas. I haven't really gotten through a whole lot of it yet, but I started drafting some ideas for the one-page RPG. Um I'm probably going to go with stuff that's a little more static than like huge dice pools that you get to modify the amount of. I think I'll mostly have like the most dice people should be throwing at any given point, maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6. Um, Still working out the exact numbers on things, but yeah. Um, and uh, Probably having some where the stuff is like going to be crunchy on the rules, just have it like really well defined, and don't really have any flex there, but also allow for a lot of flexibility and role play options, especially in like how you define your character and what actions they can take, like not having a defined spell list for the system. Well, it's like this is what happens when you try to constantly steal food. Complaining doesn't get you anything. Now, does it? Oh, you think it does? That's crazy. Because it doesn't. um, but yeah, so I've got that. Damn. Again, dude? Every time with that. It's always this arm too. Um yeah, so I also want to actually start writing the stuff up to organize my thoughts on like here's the basics of the Pathfinder system, blah blah blah. Do that and then move on to um probably I might do a thing about Shadowrun, although it's very complex and I very rarely ever have the rules memorized. Especially because I keep changing it by the time I get around to picking up the rules, they start a new edition. I'm just like, well, I might as well stop investing in the system because I'm never going to actually be up to date. Um, Maybe I'll do D&D 5e, although I feel like there are plenty of people who have done D&D 5e and have done it better than I could. Um, First person that comes to mind is honestly Joe Cat. So like I I uh I really do admire that man's creativity. Like what he's done with the Joe Crap character and the crap guides to Monster Hunter and the crap guide to D&D. Like I thought they were fantastic as a fan of both. Like they really like hit home with me, and they really were fantastic. I was looking forward to every single release of them. Um and I hope he does eventually go back to doing that kind of content, but I can understand if he doesn't, like people get tired of a character, people get tired of a thing that they were doing, projects only have so long of a shelf life in the interest of a creator. So Zach, can you chill for like 2 minutes? Right there. Stay right there. Nope. So yeah. But Pathfinder I feel pretty confident about. And then I want to learn Pathfinder 2e. I might do a thing about Shadowrun, but I might keep it real loosey goosey in that one because there's also a lot of like non-defined stuff. Like you don't actually pick a class; you just kind of pick features that your character has, and based on your combination of features, there's usually a term for what they do. Like someone who is heavily cybernetically enhanced and uses those cybers to fight, typically in the form of like a bladed weapon, is called like a razor boy. Um, is someone who controls drones is called a rigger. Someone who casts spells is called a mage. You know, like yeah, like there's some rough terminology to refer to the various archetypes that you can be. You know, a samurai is someone who actually uses like some kind of melee weapon. Sometimes they use guns though, and they just kind of are focused on like I'm good at fighting. That's what I do. That's my whole thing. But I follow like some kind of code of ethics or honor or something like that. Like you know, like a samurai is thought of doing. But yeah, so I'll probably do some stuff about Pathfinder. I'll do at least the very basics, and then I might do some stuff of just like maybe to roll two classes together in each video that I do stuff about classes because honestly, there's a lot that could be. For example, sorcerer and wizard could honestly be rolled into the same thing because a lot of what they do can be explained in one go. And then the differences could be explained when you're like, okay, so here's how the wizard actually approaches spellcasting versus how a sorcerer approaches spellcasting. Here's what a wizard typically gets as features versus what a sorcerer gets as features. So, yeah. But even then, within them, there's like too much else to like go over to be like, this is all the other stuff they do. Yeah. I just don't know how I would bundle like rogue. I know I would bundle fighter and barbarian together because obviously, and then I would probably bundle, if we're going base classes or the core classes versus base classes, Oracle would not be able to be the same grouping as cleric, but that makes sense to bundle them together because there's a lot of similarity. I often call the Oracle like the sorcerer to the cleric, or what sorcerer is to wizard, Oracle is to cleric, but that's neither here nor there. I'd have to figure out all the stuff. Probably do bard and cleric if I'm doing keeping it to core as all one thing because they're both supporting classes as more of an emphasis. So, yeah. But yeah, let me know if there's anything in particular you want to know or want me to like give my spin on for Pathfinder because I would be more than happy to take suggestions, especially while I'm still drafting things up and trying to concept stuff and yeah, figure out how I want to plan it all out. So, but for now, that's really all I got today. Sorry, it's not really again, it's not an entertaining thing. This really has just become yeah, Zach, you can't get the plate now, can you? You can see his little ears. Um I wanted this to be more of an entertaining thing rather than a daily blog thing, but it just kind of turned into a daily blog thing. Which honestly is okay. Um, Again, the whole point was just to do something every single day and upload it so that I could get used to doing things a little bit more fast paced or a little bit more on the fly. And now I've got a decent workflow pipeline kind of figured out for um, uploading things after I create them because of doing this. Yeah, the only thing I don't do with these is I don't make a thumbnail because I don't want to make 365 thumbnails one every single day and have to like come up with something creative for each one of those. Like the thumbnails are really just to help organize my gameplay stuff in my book. Um if I'm doing more creative projects, then sure I'll do a more creative thumbnail, but um for now, we're just gonna keep it as is. Anyway, I gotta go take care of this, and Zag is getting very antsy about trying to see what's on the plate because now it's moving around. So, be excellent to each other, be excellent to yourselves, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.